This is an overview video of my Walther P38. This is specifically a World War II a CYQ, which means this is a spree work versus a Mauser or a Walther, which is one of the three companies that made Walthers for the German army and the German military during World War II. So this is CYQ, which is the code for spree work. Every company had their own code. And this one, if you look up the serial number, this is about March of 1943. And I'll get into not only the serial number, but how you can tell, but you can tell just by looking at it about when they're made. So for safety, let's just snap caps. So there's no live rounds. There's no live rounds in the room at all. So it's safe. Just a snap cap. So no live rounds. And chamber. So this is 9mm. Single action, dual action. Remember what I said before about the era or year that it was made. You can tell by the machining, it's pretty rough in some places. You could definitely see the machining marks. I don't know if you could see it. I'm going to try to get it in the lighting here. You could see it was ground down in places. It's kind of rough along here on, under the bluing. You can see the machining marks. You can see the machining marks here in the handle. I mean, let's see, get it again in the light. You see the turning marks here. But yeah, it's got some rough parts. However, just because it's got some rough parts doesn't mean it's no good. It functions beautifully. I mean, it's really, really smooth, really smooth. Decocking lever. Like I said, it's a 9mm. So fire, safe. Here's your slide lock. So I showed that to you before. Look right down in the action. Quite beautiful, actually. It doesn't seem like this specific model, and there's a machining here. You can see it was used that much, although it does have some holster rash or holster wear in the corners here. I guess where it would be, where it would come out. I don't see any kind of, and I had this thing taken down all the way down with the springs and every springs out and trigger out and everything, and I didn't see any kind of corrosion on it. So let's take this down. So one of the first things that we do, you pull it back. Flip the takedown lever, let it ride forward, and the whole barrel and slide assembly comes off, and it comes off of the frame itself. This is quite different from something like, for example, the Beretta, which has got one spring. For example, this has got basically two springs in the front, because the Beretta, the spring is actually, recoil spring is actually in the front here, like most modern guns. This one, it is a unshrouded barrel here, so there's no place for the springs to go, and they put basically dual recoil springs on the sides here. Right, very clean for a 1943 firearm. Matching serial numbers. The only bad part is it looks like it was probably dropped one time. It's got the broken and the big light in the back here. All right, rather than mess with it, just kind of like leave it the way it is. A little bit of wear on the front here. Nothing crazy, but then again, just make sure you wipe it down with a silicone rag. That way your fingerprints and finger oils and moisture doesn't cause the finish to corrode. If I look at the slide itself, take the barrel out. Give me 1 second. So what you have to do is take the barrel, You push the locking block up so it basically comes out of battery, and then the barrel comes forward out of the slide itself. Slide has a decocking and safety lever right on the slide. Again, very similar to a modern Beretta, which takes its inspiration from the Walther, because the functions are basically very similar. Look at my videos for the Beretta. And then here's the barrel and chamber, and here you go. Here's the falling locking block here. Looks very familiar. Locks, unlock, and then it can slide the barrel, and the slide can slide back and forth and recoil and recharge the hammer. So it's quite wonderful. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. We can get into more detail about taking this down even further if you'd like. It fires well. I never had it malfunction. Running modern ammunition. So single stack magazine, 8 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. I honestly have never stacked it to 8 rounds. I usually shoot 5 or 6 rounds at the most out of it. These are just snap caps. Let's put it together. You see, it just slides right in. Put the locking block down. Be very careful with the finish. Make sure the lock block's out of the way. Pull it back. There we go. Function check. It's got the European magazine release, which makes sense for a German firearm. There we go. Double action, single action. And also on the back, I don't know if you can see this pin. That is the chamber indicator, just to show you that there's a round in the chamber. And slide hole back. Now, if you notice, the pin is now inset, so there's no round in the chamber here. Thank you.